A white nationalist super PAC is making robocalls on behalf of Donald Trump. Talking Points memo reports that citizens in Iowa have received these calls paid for by something called the American National Super PAC. Now, let's get into some information about the Super PAC and who it's backed by. Now, this robocall, features some pretty sketchy individuals, one of them being Jared Taylor. Now, Jared Taylor is the founder of American Renaissance magazine. Oh, American Renaissance. Great. That sounds great, right? Except when you realize that it's a white supremacist magazine. Oh boy. So what did this guy say on the call? He said this: I urge you to vote for Donald Trump because he is the one candidate who points out that we should accept immigrants who are good for America. Oh, good for America. Okay, well that doesn't sound too bad, right? Well, until you get into what he means. So what does he mean by that? He continues. We don't need Muslims. Oh, no. There you go. We need smart, well-educated, white people who will assimilate to our culture. Vote Trump. Well, that's apparently who he wants to immigrate. So, basically people from Finland, Norway, Sweden. But they're actually doing better than we are. Why would they come over here? Okay. But let's ignore that and we'll go to the other part of this, which is whatever happened to give me you're tired, you're poor, you're huddled masses, yearning to breathe free. Whatever happened to that? I mean, that's kind of on our Statue of Liberty. You know, the thing that welcomed immigrants in? The first thing people saw is Later Liberty looking out over the harbor. And the inscription says, give me your tired, poor, huddled masses, yearning to be free. Your teeming, your wretched refuse to our teeming shore. I mean, come on. It's right there. It's right there. But apparently, according to this guy, that no longer applies. And by the way, if Trump ever gets elected, we might as well just send that statue back to France. Because at that point, we no longer deserve it. Anyway, more on Jared Taylor. Now, Jared Taylor also serves as a spokesman for the Council of Conservative Citizens. Now, for those of you who might have forgotten, the Council of Conservative Citizens has been writing up bullshit articles on black on white crime, claiming that there's just a rash of black on white crime everywhere. So many stories. Oh, the liberal media is not covering this black on white crime. It's not true. But it was used as a rationale for the Charleston shooter, where he had references. He said that these reports from the Council of Conservative Citizens had actually opened his eyes to the rash of black on white crime, and that he was going to do something about it. Well, what did he do? He grabbed a gun, went into a church, and shot 9 black people. That had nothing to do with crime. Nothing. But he was inspired, and it was written in his manifesto. So, there's more. Now, this robocall was also closed out by somebody from the American Freedom Party, who was the chairman, William Johnson. Okay, so American Freedom Party. Sounds pretty good, right? Hey, I like freedom. I love freedom. Except when you get into what he's saying. He simply identifies himself as, I am William Johnson, a farmer and white nationalist. Support Donald Trump. And then, of course, he goes on to say that, hey, this call was not actually authorized by Donald Trump. So this is just us doing this on his behalf. Nice little deniability there. Now, in conjunction with this, the American Freedom Party had issued a press release announcing the launch of this robocall campaign, and guess what they called Trump? He is, quote, the Great White Hope.
Don't you ever do that. Don't you ever do that. I tell you, don't do it.
The Great White Hope, man. All right. So no. Trump couldn't be racist, right? I mean, sure, all these white nationalists and white supremacist groups, well, they're only lining up behind him. Maybe because they like his tax policy. Has nothing to do with racism. No, of course not. Yeah, I must be one of those MSNBC race hustlers, starting under Al Sharpton. I mean, that has to be it, right? I mean, it's not as if we've seen evidence of black people getting beat up and dragged out of Trump rallies, or homeless Latino veterans, for example, getting beat up and pissed on because, hey, Trump was right. Trump was right. But no, it can't be racism. You heard Trump, he's the least racist person in America. The least racist man in America. And if he just happens to get racists on board, well, it's only because that they're super passionate people, right? I mean, that's what those people who beat up that Latino man had said. Oh, we're just really passionate. And yes, Donald Trump was absolutely right when he said that the Mexicans were murderers and rapists. Look, there's a serious part to this, as well as how, ridiculous these guys are, how stuck in the Stone Age these guys are. These are Neanderthals. These are the people that you shouldn't take seriously because they're not serious people. But, on the other hand, you have to look at the fact that history is replete with examples of where this kind of passion, where these kind of people end up leading more people. And when you look at that, it always ends up going somewhere incredibly dark. So, this is who supports Donald Trump. Now, if you're thinking of supporting Donald Trump, you have to kind of look at who else is supporting him and wonder why. And if you're okay with the answer, well then, there's not a whole lot I could do for you.